Aussie Travel Co. And I'm Lee. This is Brendan and Nathan. So do you want to go ahead and start with the schedule?
So I'm going to give sort of just an overview of what we're going to be doing. Lee's going to show you some more details a bit later, but essentially day one, as you see here, we've got the flight from Denver that arrives. We didn't really count in the itinerary. It's over a day flight or just about a day flight to Australia, so it takes a long time. But the day when we first get there, we get there at 7:45 a.m. Got an early check-in at the hotel. Then we're going to get sort of settled in for a bit till 10 a.m. Then we're going to go out to the city for a walking tour. It's going to kind of show you all around Sydney and just sort of get you sort of familiar with the city. Then we're going to, later on that evening, we're going to go to the Pitt Street Mall and the Strand Arcade, which is sort of a big shopping area, essentially, just sort of let you purchase from some unique stores and whatnot. Then the second day, we're going to let you rest, because that's a really big flight, so you're very jet lagged. And then we're going to go to after almost a full day rest at 4 p.m., we're going to go to the Botanical Gardens later, just sort of see the sunset at the Botanical Gardens, all the flowers and whatnot. Then, let's see, the next day, we're riding in style. We're leaving a little early, so we want you to be comfortable. 8:30 a.m., we're going to get onto some limousines and ride out to the Blue Mountains. Sort of just drive through the mountains. It's about a 2-hour drive. But it's really, really nice views out there along that drive. Then once we arrive, there's plenty of hiking to do, or if you just like, there's also a free bus tour that kind of takes you around to the hot spots like Pulpit Rock, Wentworth Falls, Three Sisters. Then the next day, we're going to start off a little early, meeting at the lobby. I'm sorry. My bad. So we'll be back on a plane for day 4, going to Cairns. The flight leaves at 9:40 a.m. We're going to head from the airport straight to Shangri-La Hotel. 2 p.m. There's going to be cars that take you along the Great Barrier Reef Drive to the Mossman Gorge. It's a really nice drive, and then the gorge itself is crazy. It's kind of like a Grand Canyon type scenario. From there, it's a 10-minute drive to Port Douglas, where you can check out the town, or head over to Rex Mill Park and just look at the sunset and all that. And then we're going to start the day off a little early that day and go through on a train to Kuranda, essentially, which just goes all the way through the mountains again, a lot of really good views. And then it ends up in Kuranda Village, which is a small town out in the mountains where there's lots of little markets and things like that. So we're going to give you the day to mostly do that. And then on the way back, you actually travel back to town on cable cars suspended over the rainforest. So it's a little quicker, but it's also really cool looking. You can take the train back if you don't like heights. Then day 6 is a hiking day. It's a 30-minute hike to the highest weekending pyramid in the world. They just call it the pyramid. And then we're going to hike all around there to several different waterfalls and whatnot for that day. And then once we head back in the evening, we're going to go to the ocean boardwalk for dinner and drinks and whatnot. Then the 7th day, that's the big Great Barrier Reef Day. Big deal in Australia. Everybody knows probably where anybody who wants to visit has wanted to visit. But that's going to go scuba diving, snorkeling. In the evening, we're going to have helicopter rides available if you like it. Go on a helicopter ride above the Great Barrier Reef, so just sort of get familiar with that. I'm getting a bit overexcited, so Brendan's going to finish this off.
Thank you, sir. Starting off on day 8, we have a lovely flight from Cairns, I believe we started off, over to a little town in the middle of pretty much nothing called Uluru. And after our lovely flight, we have a nice little tour for you to kind of explore around, see what's going on. And we welcome to a nice lovely dinner called at a place called the Sounds of Silence. Lots of pretty lights and probably lots of lovely cuisines, and it is pretty nice, I must say. In the morning, we have appointed you a little camel tour, like if you want to ride a camel around and see how the sights are like. Or you could just explore, you know, it's a nice town. And of course, once you're done having fun with your exploring, we have a little bus for you to a little town called Alice. And after a little dinner down in Alice, we have a little thing arranged called having a cold one. It's probably just because of the bar, but it's usually like just having a nice dinner. Keep going up and down. Starting off on day 10 here, got a pretty pricey train trip. It's a long train trip. I hope you like trains. It's a famous train trip too, called GAN. It's a GAN train, and it's pretty much going to take up the whole day, seeing lots of sights, and hoping you're enjoying the trip. And up until once the morning. Oh, and along with the GAN, we wanted to make sure that you always have the best experience you can have. So we tried to make sure we could kind of put the budget in there for the premium seat. It's a real nice seat. And yeah, in the morning, there seemed to be a little tendency with the crew to kind of stop and let you wake up pretty early for a lovely sunrise. And maybe like some coffee or something. Wake you up a little bit. After the game, we go a little longer and we'll end up in a little town called Adelaide. And in Adelaide, we're not really going to do much there, so we're just going to hop onto a plane over to Perth. It's on the other side of Australia, and you can pretty much enjoy a bunch of clubbing over there. And now that might, I guess, have you want to either probably buy a bar, or what it might also mean is just having a fun time around town. But yeah, after you have a little clubbing, we have a safari plan for you down to a little south towards a place called Wave Rock. As the name implies, it's a bunch of pretty rocks that kind of wave. And after we have like a little lunch in that area, kind of enjoy the sights, have a nice meal, we continue our little safari down to Esperance. Again, it's a little more south towards the coastline, probably some nice sights. I hear they got a nice little Stonehenge there. Now, usually that's in London, but I guess they felt a little lonely and they built one of their own. And after Stonehenge, we scheduled a little boat tour down to a little island off the shore called Lake Hiller. As you can see in the picture down here, it is a pink lake. It's due to a bunch of salt in it, and a bunch of little bacteria that kind of clinged onto the salt, and the bacteria and salt together kind of made it all pink. And of course, because it's mostly salt, and the bacteria is more interested in the salt than you, so feel free to take a swim and kind of enjoy what it's like to be in a strangely colored lake. And of course, after that little swimming all around the lake and maybe explore the island a bit, we have your little boat ride back to the island of Esperance with a lovely evening planned, where you would probably enjoy what is called a gala dinner. In other words, meaning it's the last one for the trip. And of course, finishing with that last meal of the day, we have a 1-day, 2-day flight back from Perth to Sydney, to California, back to Denver. And because Australia and America are across a time zone, you're going to arrive the same day you left. And with that, I will hand it over.
Alright, I'm going to go over the cost breakdown a little bit. So we have our airfare round trip. It's from Denver to Australia. It's about $875. That's with one layover each way. And then there's the flights to all the different places you're going in Australia. And then there's the ground transportation, so all the trains and cars and buses and stuff. And then all the hotel fees for each night you're staying in a hotel. And then all the different excursions, food. We took a general average of restaurants throughout the area, give you a nice idea. so you can go wherever you want basically if you're out and have free time. And then any amenities, so oh yeah, so like if you forgot your sunscreen at home or whatever. And then any optional costs like souvenirs and whatnot. Overall, it comes down to about $10,000. The administrative fee, and then with a refer a friend, it takes off about $1,000. If you would go do that. This is just kind of the general breakdown of of all the times that you're doing stuff. And then, can you go to the currency conversion? So Australian dollars are actually worth a little bit more than US dollars, so it's about the same, but you'll be spending a little bit more than you might be expecting. And then we have just visual breakdowns of everything on the summary page.
For sure. So those graphs are for if you don't like numbers, and then of course remember that that's not a price. This is a price. For a friend.